The automotive industry is one of the oldest and largest industries in the world. It's also one of the most exciting and challenging. If you're like me, you've probably spent countless hours researching different car makes and models. Some cars are better than others, but which is the greatest? What makes a car great? Is it the design? The performance? Or something else entirely? In this video, we'll examine the top 10 greatest cars ever made. Before, please like and share the video, subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon for more updates. Number 10. Ford Mustang of the 1960s. Initially conceived by Lee Iacocca, the Ford Mustang is an iconic American car manufactured by Ford. It debuted in 1964, and its first-year sales were over 400,000 units, which increased to 1 million units within 2 years of its release. The Ford Mustang created the pony car class of American muscle cars, having long hoods and short rear decks. The car introduced competitors such as Chevrolet Camaro, Pontiac Firebird, AMC Javelin, and the second-generation Dodge Challenger. Today you can get one in Buy Here, Pay Here car lots in Altoona and other places, and if you are looking for one of them here as well. Although Mustang was an immediate hit, it also had its ups and downs. The second generation of Mustang of the 70s is now widely considered a flop and unworthy of the name. However, after the bad reputation of the third generation of Mustang, Ford came up with the legendary third generation. And now, after decades, Mustang is better than ever and a target of anyone who buys classic cars. Number 9. Porsche 911 2.7 RS. The Porsche 911 is another car that is instantly recognizable to many people. Car enthusiasts and collectors tend to consider classic cars, those built before 1973 with a long bonnet, as being the most beautiful and elegant. Of all these beautiful cars, one combined this beauty with massive power, and that is the Porsche 911 2.7 RS. It has a flat-six 210 brake horsepower engine that can only push it to 60 miles per hour in under 6 seconds, which was considered extremely quick then. The car's road holding was lithe but good, thanks to its signature ducktail spoiler and fat tires. The Porsche 911 is praised on both racetracks and streets alike, ever since it was first released in 1964. It is one of the longest-standing sports cars ever. This powerhouse of a car came in 5th place in the International Car of the Century competition held in 1999, just behind other notables like the Ford Model T, the Volkswagen Beetle, and the BMC Mini. Number 8. McLaren F1. In this list of the top 10 greatest cars ever made, the McLaren F1 stands out as an exceptional design brilliance and excellent engineering achievement. McLaren had made just racing cars until it went on sale in 1992. McLaren F1 was the first dedicated road car designed by chief designer Gordon Murray. The car's performance was unlike anyone has previously seen in a road car, with a top speed of more than 240 miles per hour. It held this production car record until the arrival of the greatest Bugatti Veyron in 2005. McLaren F1 has 3 seats, with the driver's seat in the middle. Number 7. Ferrari 250 GTO. Built between 1962 and 1964, the Ferrari 250 GTO is considered to be the greatest Ferrari of all time. The combination of the beautiful body designed by Giotto Bizzarini and Mauro Fortier and the legendary Colombo V12 engine made the car not only fast but elegant too. It could easily go up from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.1 seconds only, and it had a top speed of 158 miles per hour. In addition to its fast speed, it also had an excellent road grip. The car was so good that it was well liked by top drivers such as Phil Hill, Stirling Moss, and Innes Ireland. A 250 GTO was sold for $38 million in 2013, making it one of the most expensive cars of all time to change hands at a public auction. Currently, according to the Haggerty Price Guide, a Ferrari 250 GTO has a value of up to $57 million. Number 6. Volkswagen Beetle of the 1960s. Volkswagen Beetle, or what we call the people's car, was created by Ferdinand Porsche at the request of Nazi Germany as a cheap vehicle for the public. The car was so successful that Porsche went on to found the other car manufacturing company that bore its name. Later, the Beetle became one of the most popular cars of the 1960s. A lot of folks wanted affordable, basic transportation, as the large American sedans of the 1950s weren't much affordable for everyone. Eventually, after decades of production, the Volkswagen Beetle got out of production in 2003, which marked its final year. Not to mention the 21 million VW Beetles sold before going out of production. Number 5. Chevrolet Corvette C1 of the 1950s. The dashing C1 is the first generation of the Corvette sports car that became street legal in 1953 and produced through 1962. The C1 was commonly referred to as the solid axle generation because the independent rear suspension wasn't introduced until the 1963 Stingray. A lot of Corvette fans might praise the fiberglass machines of the drama film Boogie Nights 1970s or consider the Stingray, Grand Sport, Z06, and epic new ZR1 to be Chevrolet's finest, but the first generation C1 is still the true head-turner. Chevrolet Corvette proved that America, the land of huge sedans, can also manufacture a sports car as great as the Europeans. Number 4. Lamborghini Countach LP 400 Periscopio. When first released in the 1970s, Lamborghini Countach was a car like no other. Its wedge-shaped styling, gull-wing doors, cooling ducts, and so-called periscopio was just out of the world. This car, that looked like something landed from another planet, could easily reach nearly 200 miles per hour. Lamborghini Countach was manufactured from 1974 to 1990 with various combinations of wheels, wings, and raised air intakes. Still, only the very earliest models are considered the purest in terms of design and shape. The car was designed by an Italian design house, Bertone. Initially, this wedge-shaped design was embodied and introduced to the public as the Lancia Stratos Zero concept car in 1970. Number 3. Jaguar E-Type Lightweight. We can't skip the Jaguar E-Type when talking about the world's most instantly recognizable classic cars. The lightweight versions of this car were competition cars that used many elements of the D-Type racing car and had a sleek aerodynamic body with 600 pounds in weight shaved off the originally manufactured car. These cars still compete regularly at the Silverstone Classic and Goodwood Revival. They used an aluminum block-tuned version of the 3.8-liter Jaguar engine, having a 300 brake horsepower output instead of 265 brake horsepower that was produced by the ordinary version. Although these cars didn't win at Sebring or Le Mans like the C-Type and D-Type racing cars, they were very successful in smaller races and private hands. Initially, it was announced that only 18 of these lightweight Jaguar E-Types would be made, but only 12 were built. Number 2. NSU Row 80. Overall, the NSU Row 80 is an extraordinary four-door, front-engine sedan in all aspects. The car is a beauty both aesthetically and technically. Back then, the designers of NSU Row 80 deviated from all the car standards by creating this car, which was many decades ahead of its time. It appears a modern car, even for today's standards. It was marketed by a German firm NSU from 1967 until 1977. NSU Row 80 has an excellent road grip, but the fuel consumption is relatively high, which is the only drawback of this car. Unlike the other classic car engines of that era that had pistons, this car's Wankel engine had triangular-shaped rotors that helped the car run smooth and almost without vibrations. The only problem with these rotors was that their seals wore out too quickly. Although this problem was solved in later models, the bad name was already set that caused the West German company to shut down its production in 1977. When you are in a position to buy this car, don't hesitate to get your hands on it. It is one of the best cars ever built, even by today's standards. Number 1. Lamborghini Miura. The Lamborghini Miura was released in 1966, and it quickly became the world's fastest production car during that time. Designed by an Italian car designer, Marcello Gandini, this car's sleek design with recessed headlamps is indeed a classic that many will remember from the opening scene of the original Italian Job movie released in 1969. An interesting fact noted from the Automotive Wave blog is that the top sale price record was $2,205,000 for a 1971 Lamborghini Miura P400 SV by Bertone on December 8, 2018. And the lowest recorded sale price was $990,000 for a 1968 Lamborghini Miura P400. The car was a powerhouse with a snarling 3,929 cubic centimeters V12 engine under the bonnet that could outrun any car in the world back then. The name Miura of the car comes from the name of a famous breed of fighting bull. It was the first supercar with a rear mid-engine two-seat layout. The car remained in production until 1973, and then another sports car Lamborghini Countach was released by the company in 1974. Please don't wait to ask in your comments section if you have any other queries. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Please like and share the video, subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon for more updates.